This conference will now be recorded.
All right, the Cottage Grove Town Board will hold a public meeting beginning at 7 p.m. on Monday, December 16th, 2024 at the Town Hall at 4058 County Road in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. You can also join the meeting by GoToMeeting. We have a quorum present. The meeting was posted at the Town Hall and on the website. I'll call the meeting to order and we'll stand for the flag pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You have minutes from December 2nd. We have two here, the special town meeting of the electors and the regular town board meeting.
You want them together or separately?
I don't think it makes any difference.
Then I would move approval of both as printed.
Second. Motion by Williams, second by Duplay to approve the minutes for December 2nd for the special town meeting of the electors and the regular town board meeting. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Those ones from November, whatever it was.
Keep these closed.
I would think so.
Move approval of closed session minutes.
Motion by Duplay, is there a second? Second. Second by Anders to approve the closed session minutes for November 18th as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Finance report and approval of bill.
Keep them closed if you want to turn them back then.
I didn't think we did.
Oh, you didn't?
No, it wasn't part of your motion.
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
okay, don't keep closed, okay.
What was that?
I didn't say that we wanted to keep them closed.
No.
I don't see any reason to.
Okay.
So we're at finance report and approval of bills. And taxes are coming in.
We paid Chuck Don to do the thing at Winona High School.
Say
Chuck
again?
Don. he did a speech at the, we pay him for that?
Yes,
Really?
that was public education.
Oh, okay.
You'll notice there's a few things that are prepaids for 2025 already. Those are bills that are due before your next meeting, so they just show up as prepaids this year, and then they'll get switched to the appropriate categories next year.
At the time of the audit.
No, well, there'll be a journal entry on January 1st
Oh.
that puts them into 2025.
I move approval of checks 37,550 through 37,581 be paid. And we make EFT payments totaling $12,295.64.
Second.
Motion by Duplace, second by Fonger to approve checks 37,550 through 37,581 and an EFT payment of $12,295.64. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You also have your unaudited cash and investment balance of $2,745,083.12. And you have the November building permits, which I will move approval of.
Second.
Motion by Anders, second by Fonger to approve the November building permits as presented. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You also have your monthly court report and you have the November financial summary in your packet. Anything else?
Nope.
Next item then is public concerns. Public's opportunity to speak to the town board about any subject that is not a specific agenda item. No one's online?
Nope, just us.
Okay, then we'll move on to review the November police activities.
I'll say that we obviously still got some speeding concerns on Vilas and Gaston. Not so much over on what was that?
American Way.
American Way. There's a couple hits over there for the radar speed sign things. I can't do words today. I'm sorry. And then just a reminder to the public to make sure we lock up our garage doors at night, just to make sure people don't mosey on in there, as well as remote starts if you do it. Otherwise, don't leave your keys in the car. So, that's pretty much it. Any questions from y'all?
Any questions for Eric?
Are you noticing that it's helping that Dan has put up the additional speed limit signs? As I see them.
On Vilas or
Has that helped at all?
I have not seen as many. When did you put them up?
Week and a half ago, week ago?
Okay, yeah, I would say that speeds have reduced over the past week because I had 4 days of military leave the past week and a half, and my phone did not ping nonstop. So I think the signs did help.
Yeah, we
As
put
far
a
as
45 just after Bass
Okay,
coming northbound.
okay, good. Well, yeah, I would definitely say I think that's helped, but also it's also I think weather plays in a factor too. The last week has been kind of crappy, so traffic has been harder to hit last week, I would say. So I don't necessarily know if that's a fair. Lots of coincidences all going on at once. So who knows the root cause of it? But I would venture to say it is improving. I don't know if that's the reasoning though. Yeah, hopefully. Who knows?
Any other questions for Eric? All right, thank you. Safe for this next item though.
Oh, okay.
Discuss and consider recommendation for additional speed limit signs on Vilas Road.
So I would like to request possibly if we could get another one north of the bridge.
Sorry, what was that?
I'd like to request another 45 speed limit sign north of the bridge, possibly going northbound, possibly southbound, because I feel like that's such a straight shot there. I haven't really noticed any improvements, but I do want to say thank you to Dan for putting the speed board out and then the new sign, and then to the sheriffs for sitting out there. I saw them quite a few times. And I would really like to see that continue through spring and summer when the crotch rockets and the motorcycles are out, because I think those are really bad on Vilas.
I would say a lot of my stops recently that I've been sitting out there is southbound traffic on Vilas. I've only had a few northbound, so most of them are actually coming southbound, going up the hill to the bridge, which is kind of weird.
Pretty much pedal to the metal once they
Sometimes the
pass
speed boat
Coffee
does
Town.
that too.
Heading
Yeah, so they
south.
get that Coffee Town, and they do that 45-degree bend, and then they just guns it. And I'm sitting there with my lights out, and it's nice and dark at 5 o'clock, so I whip around, and she probably hears me flying past her house, and I'm like, why is this car going 80 past my house? And then the wee woos go on, so. But yeah, I would say that I would probably say that that's a good idea, but.
So I talked to Jen last week, or was it the week before, one of the two, but should have brought that. I had a drawing, but I'll just show you what I'm proposing that we do. I don't know if you can see that.
Mhm.
That'd be all the signs there after we put it. So
Where's Coffee Town?
Coffee Town's here,
Yes, sir.
so that sign's there,
That's going
that
south.
sign's there,
South. Right?
yeah, north, south, east.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. And then those ones be added.
So there's not a sign in.
No,
About a
there's
mile,
There's
huh?
not a sign in between there, no. A lot of our signage is, I mean, it's been up for years.
Yeah.
In order to, so we'd had two for sure going southbound, and I think one more since I added one going northbound. But it was like three total.
So all the signage that you're proposing is you're heading south from Coffee Town. All the new signage would be prior to getting to where Mike Klinger lived on the curve, right?
Yeah, so there's one at Hope and Vilas now. There's one pre-existing. That was the only one heading northbound. So now there's one around the corner. So when you get past Bass Road.
Yep.
There's one right there. Now we've added that one already.
Yep.
And then that helps going north, right? And then when you go down to Coffee Town, you're coming southbound. There's one as soon as you turn on to Vilas off of Coffee Town.
Yep.
And there's not another one. So we'll add a couple on that side. Yeah. So we'll add a couple on that side as you get going. You know, somewhere probably before that bend, and then probably somewhere but in the straightaway as you're going up the hill. Probably close to Gladeview, I'm sure. Should probably notify people coming out of the subdivision, but
Put it in my yard.
yeah. I don't want to put it on that hillside though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so hard to do anything there, but yeah, we'll get this direction. So that covers it.
You're gonna proposing 4 more signs then?
No,
Two.
I think it's only 2, yeah. There's 3, it was 3 total, but I already put one up because we had one, so.
So 2 more southbound is all you,
They would both, no, there'd be one. I only get one drawn southbound, but yeah, it should be, actually, no, you're right, it should be 3.
that's what I thought.
I'm missing one on this one. I have one, I think I have one on the map written right by Gladeview. So it's technically 4, it's technically 3, so 4 new ones total. Is what Jen and I had talked
So
about.
2 more southbound.
2 more southbound and 1 more northbound, yep.
That's what I wrote down, okay.
Is Hope Road supposed to be 45 or 55
It's 45, it's marked right there
if I'm right?
as you go up the hill, there's a sign right there.
Oh, after
After Vilas
Vilas.
South.
Vilas turn
After
right.
Vilas South, yeah. If you go straight onto Hope, it's right there on the right. That's that guy's mailbox, the big black mailbox there.
I think might be a good idea to also, if we're looking at signage, to talk about Hope Road too, because if Hope Road from Femright to Vilas, where it goes southbound after the bend, right? I'm pretty sure there's no signs there right there, so theoretically it's,
On Vilas or Hope?
no, so like right here. So here's Femright, this is Hope Road right here, this is Vilas to the south, and this is Vilas that goes up past
Yeah.
what we're talking about. I'm pretty sure there's no speed limit signs in this whole stretch.
Should be one.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'm thinking hard. I know where they're all at.
Because I thought that stretch was 55, actually, honestly.
Well, there's a 45 sign right at Vilas and Hope, right there. As soon as you start going up the hill, there's a 45 sign right there.
Okay.
And I think there's one before the curve down by Bork's farm, you know, where you turn kind of curve left. I think there's one right before that amongst those houses right there.
Okay.
If not, it might have got knocked down.
Can we put flags on them?
Maybe I was driving blind.
Yeah, I can see if I got some. Otherwise, we can buy some. That'll be a temporary. We'll go up until they fade and then we'll take them down.
Flags.
Flags, yeah.
So you're gonna monitor to see if it's improves?
Well,
We're
it
all
should
get
improve a
all
little
these
bit.
signs?
I mean, I think there's the changes that we're doing now are good, I think. But I also think, I'd like to also just say that with the weather changing, it's also gonna reduce speeds too, so. And the nighttime being at 5 o'clock, speeds are also gonna reduce for the majority of people. You're still gonna have your,
Chris, don't even worry about it. Chris, don't even worry about it.
So we would have to take it out somewhere else.
Chris, don't even worry about it.
You got signs?
Yeah, don't worry about that, because it'll come out of 25's budget.
Oh, you won't do it until 25?
Well, we're only a couple weeks away. So we'll order them by the time they get here, you know, we won't have to pay till 25, so.
Have a motion?
Not yet.
Huh?
Don't have a motion yet.
No, I said I have one.
Okay, then make it.
I would move approval of the request for the additional signage on Vilas Road, as we've discussed. I'll leave it up to the highway superintendent. And
So for how many?
for a total of 4. You got the one up.
Yeah.
So it'd be 3 additional, like you said. Is that correct?
For this portion, yes, let's do 4.
Okay. And then I'm going to add to that, because I believe it's related, that the highway superintendent and the deputy have a discussion and figure out if additional signage is needed on Hope west of the turnoff where Vilas goes to the south. If they need 1, if they need 2, if they need none.
I think we need 2 more on Vilas southbound too, from Vilas and Hope.
from Hope to 12.
So we're talking a total of for sure 6 signs then.
Yeah, I would say we'll probably be closer to 8, all said and done.
I'd agree.
Decide how many.
Well, one on my driveway too.
Okay,
You can't, that's on BB.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
You're on a county road.
Holy
Um,
moly.
A good figure would be
What-
8.
up to a total of 8 45-mile-an-hour
Speed
signs between Hope.
Vilas.
Vilas.
And flags.
You got that all,
Oh,
Tim?
and flags, yes. Flags. Do you need flag holders?
No,
No.
we got those.
I'll second that.
Motion by Andrews, second by Duplay to authorize up to 8 45-mile-per-hour speed signs on Hope and Vilas Road. Installed in 25. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, discuss and consider quote from Jewel Associate Engineers Incorporated to inspect the Natick Road Bridge and apply for cost sharing replacement of the bridge. This was tabled from December 2nd.
And I found out good information, but not good information. So They are getting inspected 25. The consultant is gonna be hired by WISDOT. So WISDOT will pay for their consultant they're hiring to do the inspections. They're done at their leisure. So they don't know when, basically. And then, our our person, Jewel, that we would hire to do it, that inspection would not count for their use. So you're gonna have to inspect it if you want to do this, basically.
And what?
You would have to inspect it to do any work there.
And pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, we're not gonna pay for the
What
state one, but
pays for.
yeah. Because that's for their records and kind of their records only. I guess they share the information with us eventually, but probably December 31st of 25.
But because Jewel was not a DOT assigned inspector, they're,
No, that doesn't matter. They could still be a consultant,
But
but
still,
they wouldn't be, I mean, they just don't take outside inspections in and use them. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
That's kind of how he explained it. So that's what I got.
what's your pleasure
So this was $1,500 for us then?
for the two, yes, for the inspection and the LRIP grant submittal?
Do you have any connections up at DOT?
No higher ups.
Well, I'm just,
No guy that works for
you know,
them, but I don't know anybody.
if you had somebody that was maybe a sympathetic ear that you could talk to, hey, tell them about the
Yeah.
county and this road and so on and so
He
forth.
basically said they don't have any consultants even hired or anything yet. There's nothing
That's what
even,
we found out at the town association.
yeah, there's
meeting.
nothing been appointed. It probably won't happen until spring, I'm guessing, because I was kind of looking at some of the timelines. I was looking back at when we went through the training on it, and it didn't look like any of the inspections were going to start till spring of 25.
But that's what that guy said at the DCTA meeting, that it hasn't even been let yet.
Yeah.
I suppose they're taking bids. I would presume who's gonna do it, right?
Yeah, but they won't do that until spring.
Yeah, so we're
You-
screwed.
Nobody will do any inspections till summer or end of
Yeah.
summer.
And when is Jewel gonna do this?
I didn't bring that paper with me.
They don't really say that
Spring of
much.
25.
Yeah, but the grant,
Complete this inspection in the spring of 25.
Probably after thaw.
And the LRIP will be completed in the fall of 25.
And the bridge are gonna start on 26,
27, I thought.
27.
Potential 27, late.
Yeah, if we get LRIP.
So does it really matter when we have it done next year? Or you're talking next year, right?
Yeah.
Then it
Just
really
your-
doesn't matter.
Just your design phase can start faster as soon as the inspection is done.
Do we have it in the designated funds?
yeah.
Until the audit.
You probably got $1,500, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I move approval of the $1,500 to come out of undesignated funds to have Jewel and Associates to inspect that big road bridge
And the LRIP.
and and apply for the LRIP as well.
Motion by Duplay. Is there a second?
Second, go ahead.
I'll second it. Motion by Duplay, second by Hampton to approve the two agreements with Jewel and Associates, one for the Nat Big Road Bridge inspection and one for the writing the LRIP grant for a total of $1,500 coming out of undesignated funds.
Correct.
Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next item, review and finalize use of the American Recovery Plan Act funds.
So I gave you a listing of how they've all been used, going back to when they were first dispersed in December of '21. And they've all been expended now.
Yep.
So and these are, you can see I put like the dates that the town board approved it and all that kind of stuff. So it's all stuff that you've previously approved. I just wanted you a chance to see it one more time here. And then assuming that you're fine with this, I'm gonna go ahead and close the bank account because it's been empty now since for a month anyway. And wrap it up. The final, or the report that will finalize it won't be till it's due in spring, but I'd like to be done with the bank account so it doesn't go into next year.
A lot of good things,
Yeah,
really, a lot of good, important things were done with this money.
You got it?
A lot of things that we wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise.
Right.
No, okay, I got a copy, I guess.
While we're looking at this, can I ask Dan, what is the status of the zip line in Bass Park? Is it functioning as it should be?
Per installation.
Because,
We measured the one there and we measured the one in Bone Sack. The one in Bone Sack is super elevated. Yeah. So they installed it, the company. I feel like it's set too low.
It is set too low.
The line is like level.
way too low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other one, you can get going a lot faster.
It's not functional, really.
Can
And
you
they
ask-
did it. It was the
Can you ask them
company.
to come back and?
I mean, I can see,
I think we should. I mean,
I don't know what their policy is on that.
it's not functioning. It's not a good representation for their company.
Yeah. Because we thought about shortening up the seat, but we did that and you move the same. It's still only one speed, right? Like, it's just because the cable's so flat, there's not much drop to it from the one end to the other.
Bass has a little bit of slope to that, doesn't it? Isn't there a little bit of slope on where it's located?
Not really. It's
Higher
pretty,
at the south than it
it's
is
pretty
at the
flat.
north?
I mean, where they have it starting at is probably the low point, if it slopes any direction, it slopes towards the side you start on.
Which isn't helpful.
You should call them and complain about it.
Yeah.
See what they
Yeah,
say.
see what they say.
All right, we can try it. See even if they sink the other end, I mean, something would work, But
Yeah,
I would think it'd be easier to just pull out the leading edge and raise it.
it's not functional now.
So Kim, what do we have for ARPA funds at the end of the year then? And it's gonna
They're
be,
they're done.
it's not gonna
They're
be
gone.
extended?
We
No,
spent them all.
Oh, we spent, well, yeah, okay.
So I was just showing you how they've been expended, which
Yeah.
again, are all priority approved. I just wanted to put it in front of you one more time.
Yeah, that's fine.
should we have a motion just recognizing the final report?
I think so.
I so moved and recognize the important, valuable work that's been done with this funding. So
Second.
thank you for keeping track of this, Kim, and sharing it.
Motion by Williams, second by Duplay, was it?
Mm-hmm.
To approve the final report of ARPA funds spent and all the good things that it accomplished. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, consider approval of the RFP for solar panels for the town hall and town garage.
I think it looks good.
Was that a motion?
That is a motion, yes. I move, yes. I move approval of the RFP for solar panels for the town hall and town garage.
There's a motion by Williams. Is there a second?
Second.
Will you second?
Whoever you choose.
I heard you vote.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Motion by Williams, second by Anders to approve the RFP for solar for the town hall and town garage.
That just has to be
Salt shed.
published once,
So
correct?
it's published twice,
Twice?
and it's set to publish tomorrow and a week from tomorrow.
Is that in the state journal?
Yes, and then we'll also put all the normal posts on the website and Facebook that we do and everything.
So
Thank you, Kim.
on the motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, discuss and consider driveway inspections.
So this kind of came up because of a list that we got from the fire department, and we sent out some notices. Most people have been very good about, taking it to heart. They're concerned about wanting to make sure that emergency apparatus can get to their homes. They're calling us back and saying, we did this, we did that. We're not really keeping track. We're not, we told them they're not gonna get tickets for being out of compliance. We just want them to know and do what they can. But so most people have been very cooperative and even thanked us for doing it. So in the end, it came out good. But one thing that kind of came to light for it, so there were a few driveways that weren't just like encroachments from trees or bushes or whatever, but just too narrow, too curvy, that probably wouldn't meet our driveway standards today. And some of them are older, and so they're, what are they gonna do? But I guess what kind of came to light is that I think we need to look at going forward, when someone comes in and applies for a new lot and it's a big, long driveway, we tell them it's gotta be built to town road standards, but nobody's making sure that they are. Dan looks at the culvert area, basically the driveway where it meets the road and the culvert area. Nobody is really going back and making sure that their driveway is as wide or has the base that it should be. And hopefully they are, but nobody is verifying that. It's not really a building inspector thing. I talked to Jim a little bit and he said, let us know if you need our help with it. It could be something that's tied to occupancy a little bit somehow. But I don't know if they're exactly the right person to be doing that kind of inspection or not. I'm not sure who it should fall on, but I just feel like there should be probably something in place so that we know that they are in fact meeting those standards.
Fall more under engineer status.
Pardon?
It's fall underneath an
It does.
engineer
It
status.
does, yeah.
Probably would have to be Nick then.
Yeah, or something along that line.
Well, I mean, not that I want to get us into any work, but I mean, it's not rocket science for somebody to go see after it's done to see whether or not it's built correctly.
Yeah, it just, you'd have to be there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, if they tell you you're gonna put 8 inches of base down, you kind of have to see them do it. Because anybody can show up afterwards and go, oh yeah, I got 9 inches of base here, You'd be like, do you? I can't, I didn't see it go down, Kind of thing, you gotta be there during the process, like proof rolling, like we proof roll a road for a reason, so that we know it was done,
How much do you think Nick is gonna charge us if we ask him to do it?
I don't know.
It's hourly rate.
Yeah, whatever the hourly rate is, I don't even know what that is right now.
Maybe a few $100s.
But then he also has to be available.
Yeah.
And what's that?
He also has to be available.
Yeah.
He'd have to meet with whoever's doing the excavating.
You gotta be able to schedule it.
Yeah. Like most of these things are going in when they put the culvert in.
Mhm.
Is the one thing. So like, I know most of the local excavators. I mean, I can ask them, and we could start making a line on the driveway permit too, or something where they have to notify us,
Yeah, because
of driveway installation date.
yeah.
I would like, I would like that idea. That way you'd have to take a drive out there, but it wouldn't take up that
Yeah,
much.
I mean, because it's only for your extended driveways.
Right.
It's not for every driveway, you know, it's only for your longer ones.
Does it make a difference if it's 100 feet or 1,000 feet? If they can't get into 100 feet, I mean, yeah, they can go ahead and carry hose, but still.
I mean, our ordinance has got specific requirements that
Yeah.
are based on length and different, you know.
Correct. But I'm just, well, maybe we need to readdress the driveway ordinance.
And all the shorter ones, you know, I can see those, like exactly what's done on them.
Yeah.
But the ones that wind back into an area, you
The
know,
new ones that are in a subdivision are probably not gonna be a problem, but it's
No.
these country lots.
No,
Yeah.
but even, it's,
Well, we did have some inspection, or who was the lawyer that died over on
Pappas.
Ridge Road?
Pappas.
Yeah, because the fire truck couldn't get in there.
Well, that was another case, you know, where the fire or EMS, when they come across the driveway that causes them heartburn, they let us know, and we usually send them a notice. And, you know, we haven't gone to the extent of fining people, but like I said, usually if it's just trimming trees, they're cooperative. What really freaks them out is when they find out their whole driveway is
Needs to be
too
replaced.
wide, too curvy, too, you know, what are they supposed to do? And I don't know. I think we just need to make sure we don't get in that situation that they're put in, so that at least going forward, we don't have any new ones like that. I guess that's, I think, all we can probably do. But
what do we do in the interim? I mean, I'm assuming you guys have concerns about some driveways, is that correct?
yeah, there's some trucks that, there's some.
Can only
driveways
get
where
engine 4 in.
There'd be some driveways that are even difficult that I don't think we could even get the brush truck in. That's how narrow they are. And it'd be tight. I mean, we could probably do it with the brush truck, but the brush truck has 400 gallons of water on it. Doesn't have the length of hose to lay in the driveway. So, I mean, it's gonna be very limited what we could do with a brush truck at a structure fire.
We'll do everything we can to help them with the resources that we have. It's just going to be a very limited and lengthy response to help people.
How many driveways do you think that there are?
I know that they sent out 60 notices, but some of those were
most of them are.
limbs and trees. I would say under 10. I mean, I'm just guessing, were more critical stuff like
Too narrow or?
very narrow driveways where you would be worried about turns and curves and the truck going off the edge of the driveway, and it not making it, or a sharp curve in the driveway. I think that, and maybe some had grade issues, like where the grade was really steep to access the driveway, in addition to length and narrowness.
Have you been inspecting these, or?
So what we did is, we did pre-planning over the last year to figure out what type of apparatus, because we have different size apparatus. Some of it's bigger, some of it's smaller, and it has more water on it, less water on it. And we really wanted to evaluate what trucks we could take to what residences in the town of Cottage Grove. And kind of it was a pre-planning effort to go, okay, we're going to take the bigger truck here. We can't take the bigger truck here, so we're going to have to take the smaller engine to this address. And so it was really trying to pre-plan out what we could use where. And while we were doing that, that's where we really started to discover some more critical issues with access at residences, which helps us educate those homeowners on some of those limitations on helping them if there is an emergency at their house.
So you're actually doing this for the whole township?
We did.
We had a crew that.
So they've done,
Yes.
We had a crew that checked every driveway in the township. We know the lengths of every driveway in the township and which ones have issues. So it's already been done for the town of Cottage Grove. Our next project, we're planning on doing the same with the town of Pleasant Springs in our contracted area. It's just for us in our response area, it helps us to pre-plan, like she said. So we
I
can.
would think we take the information they have and, if there's ones that
We did
think are really
we
gross
sent
that
a
you
full
can't.
list to the town and highlighted the ones that had issues.
Oh,
So-
you did? Okay.
So I
Yeah,
think,
letters
I
have
sent
already
him the
been
full
sent.
list,
Yep.
Mhm.
so.
Well, we can send a friendly letter to at least
Or some, maybe even.
We
some of
did.
these people.
That's what happened. It's already been done.
We did
That's
that.
been done too?
We emailed everybody we had email addresses for, we mailed the rest. And so the problem that we've run into is they do things and then they want somebody to come and say it's okay. And the fire department doesn't want to do that. So I've just been kind of just saying thanks for the update and leaving it at that, because, you know, some of them are fine with that. You know, others of them are like, well, we want to know now we're worried. We want to know that what we did is enough. So that's the biggest complaint that I've run into from the people that we sent those to. Most people were thankful that they had the notification and realized that they might need to do something, but now they're worried that they didn't do the right thing or didn't do enough, and they want somebody to tell them.
But you need to update those in a way too, then, if they're fixed, right, or no, or?
I mean, ultimately, the ordinance is there for them to read and verify whether or not they're in compliance. It's a pretty clear-cut ordinance on what the requirements are for their driveway. And if they read it, they should be able to go, yep, my driveway is the right width, my driveway has the right height clearance. I think what is more difficult is some of the engineering stuff that we probably get into where
No.
we are not engineers. We can't
New
really
stuff.
do any of the engineering components to validate some of that, but we can say that that grade is over grade, you know.
I guess part of it too is like, so they did something to the driveway to make it better. Now they're asking us to say it's okay. Well, so then we say, yeah, it's okay, but then we find out that it's not really okay because there's not enough underlayment or something. So now we just assume the liability by telling them it was okay. So that's part of the reason why we don't want to go back and say, yeah, your driveway is okay. We're saying follow the ordinance, because, you know, as soon as we start saying it's okay, then they're gonna be like, well, the fire department said it was okay.
I'm hearing you say that what they need is to have an engineer really look at it. Is that what you're saying?
And new stuff?
Some of them,
And
Cases.
if that is what's needed, do we have the authority to hire and bill them for an engineer coming to that?
On their own property?
On their own
I
property?
don't think so.
well, we looked at the ordinances with Kim, and like, when you guys changed the ordinances over the years, you gave the notice literally said that they had a year people had to update their driveways. There was no grandfathering according to your ordinances, and they had a year to do it. So again,
I think
how
that
much
was
do
in
you want to
like
go after somebody?
1998 or something, and I have no idea if anybody was contacted at that
There's problem
time.
every time that
And do
property
we
sells.
have a penalty
Yes.
for,
Anything after that.
we do have one in the books?
Like I just bought this a year ago.
So I mean, you'd have to say, hey, you gotta do it or you're gonna be penalized.
What's your biggest
You're
tanker
doing the
weigh?
Same thing that they're saying.
How about we have the individuals,
The biggest tanker is like 50.
leave it up to the individuals to find out who put their
63,000.
driveway in,
Yep.
let them
And then it's a
self-certify
ladder.
that it
Ladder
meets
is
the
76,000.
standards of the ordinance.
Ladder 76, yeah.
You're talking new
And
stuff.
even the existing stuff.
Oh, man. How do you go back
You
and
said
say,
there's only roughly 10 driveways.
We'd have to look at the list again. It's probably in the 10 to 20 range that there's.
make it right?
Yeah, I would want to know, because like I said, there were some people that were very upset. Most people were very thankful for the notification. So before I get a bunch more people very upset, I would like to know from you guys, like, which ones are the ones you are really concerned about and that you guys want to move ahead with enforcement about. I don't want to just blanket this, because we'll have,
I know 3 off the top of my head. There's no way they'll get up there with a truck.
yeah.
What's that?
I know 3 off the top of my head that there's no way a fire truck's getting
And
in
it'll
there.
be a major financial impact for them to make changes to
I
those
don't doubt
driveways.
that.
I guess I don't have any sympathy for them. You know, people choose to put their houses where they want. And
Yep.
they were the ones that probably skimped on the driveway because of, you know, put it in the
Well,
house.
for example, one person that got very upset, their house was built in 2008. And they're like, why didn't the town inspect that driveway? He bought it recently, why didn't I know when I bought it that it wasn't up to par, that kind of stuff. And I don't know, when you buy a house, do you think to go read
Isn't
the
that-
driveway?
Well, what about
That's not our function
Buyer
to tell
beware.
anything.
Isn't that due diligence on the guy?
Yeah, it is.
That sold it?
Yeah, but I
to
mean,
them?
the driveway's been in there since '08 and we've never told the previous owners that it was a problem.
He got the letter
What
from
letter?
98.
He wasn't there in '98. It
No?
was built
Nobody
in
said the
08.
last
Oh,
people.
he just bought it in 08, I thought you said.
No, the house
Oh,
was built in
That-
08,
It's that example, Dan, that you're talking about where someone
Yeah,
buys it from someone
previous
else.
owner though.
but this was built
But
after.
he would have had the ordinance right though. He would have had the right ordinance. So it should have been built to
It should have
spec.
been built right. Nobody told him it wasn't.
Done by the guy down by us.
No.
No.
Nobody told him it wasn't, the original owner, obviously, or if they did, he never told the buyer. I guess that's the only thing. I
And he
know.
just bought the property?
A couple of years ago
Oh.
or something.
And this is the one that I called you about and asked if it was a private driveway or if it was a road that you guys.
Oh, on
maintained.
Nora? Okay.
Oh.
So anyway, I'm just saying that this is gonna create a lot of people upset, and so we need to decide what, pick your battles and what's the most important things and what are we trying to do here, not just upset a bunch of people.
Well, apparently it's not gonna, you got like 10 driveways or so, right?
10 to 20.
I
Yeah,
mean, we're not talking about the whole township's gonna go ballistic.
but I guess,
I'd like to know, we need to know what
I
those
guess the
worst
first few
case.
days people went. The first few days, there was quite a few people that weren't that happy about it. Quieted down
do you
a little
want
bit.
somebody to come put your fire out or
Well,
not?
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burn your house down and see if you care.
Well, but that's the option,
And
so.
then they'll sue, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you put it out?
It's not just fire, it's EMS too. I mean, the ambulance
Oh,
is
yeah.
just as wide as the fire trucks are.
There's other dirt driveways and outside of the township here that are nightmares.
I mean, like I
Just for an
said, we're
ambulance.
still gonna respond. We're still gonna do everything we can to try to help
Oh, I-
people, but it's gonna be a struggle and it's gonna be limited and it's gonna be lengthy. The time to be able to help them is gonna be a lot longer than it normally
It's
would
gonna
be.
cause a lot more property damage, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Do we just send them the current ordinance underlining the part that they have
We've
a
already
year to
done-
bring
we've
it
already
in
done that.
line?
We've already done that. That was included in the letter and it was there a link on the email.
Compliance.
But I think, I think we should go back and look at that list with you guys again. Let's pick out the ones that are, the 10 or whatever you think it is that are the biggest concern and make sure that we maybe give them a little stronger message than we did initially. I don't know, we tried to interpret what your spreadsheet was and we maybe didn't interpret it perfect either. So we maybe need to case by case go through those a little closer.
So you need them to give you a list of the ones that are really not good.
Let's go through the list again and really figure out which ones you want us to work harder with, I
Are the
guess.
worst ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think their insurance companies would be very
don't.
concerned.
Well, they do
They don't know.
roofs
They
and
probably
stuff like that, but they don't do anything about driveways.
They just.
There's a hydrant out there,
This
don't
shirt
forget.
for $500,000.
Yeah.
Here it is, pay the fee.
I mean, I'm guessing
Our
that
insurance company told us this last year when we were renewing that they want us to have more trees cut around our house.
They did.
They did.
Well, that's
They
surprising.
said that they would not renew it again unless that's
You
done.
mean they come out and inspect it?
No, they just look on Google Earth.
Oh, for
and they-
God's sakes.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding.
Oh,
Yeah.
The great and powerful Oz, the computer.
because I would be worried about that, but I am fam.
I mean, truthfully, what's gonna happen, so anytime that we are involved with a structure fire, usually the same day, we're getting an email from the insurance company asking for a copy of our fire report.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and that's public record, so we provide it once it's done. But we all know how insurance companies work. They're looking for any reason why they can deny a claim. If they pull in and see that your house is completely burned down and find out that it took extra long because we couldn't fit a truck down the driveway and there's an ordinance that says you have to be able to get a truck down the driveway, then you just gave them a really sweet way to get out of pain for anything that happened to your
Well,
house.
that's what the shooter had on his bullets in New York,
Yeah.
what insurance companies do. first say,
Delay.
no, we disapprove this, and then, a lot of people go, sorry, and then it just,
So do
Too
we
bad.
want to have the fire department and the clerk
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
work and come up
Yes.
with that list and bring it back to the board?
yeah, I'd say so.
And thank you. for all
Thank you
this
very
extra
much
work.
for all your work.
Yeah, another question too. Keep in the back of your mind, is 24 feet still enough
Yeah.
to
we
get
should
your
try
trucks
to
turned
table
in the
it
driveway?
to
Okay.
Some date.
Seems to be, okay.
When.
Yeah, because NFPA, so code that actually regulates that for us is NFPA 1, and their standard is 20 feet. So
20 feet, okay.
That's for an access road.
Yeah.
So if you're giving us 24 for town.
Yeah, we do
spec,
24 minimum for
then
culverts.
that's even better than
20.
the standard for us,
Okay.
so that's.
Just making sure, otherwise I'll make it 30.
Well, I'm not going, so.
We can turn it on for you here.
Okay.
Wow.
Nick can get
You
you the
think
turning
you can
radius
have
of
that
all the
list by
apparatus too,
January
if that
20?
helps, while
Should be
you're
able to,
designing stuff. So
That's your next
then you kind
meeting?
of-
Sure.
No,
Yeah, 'cause I'm sure the ladder truck's the
January.
worst, right?
It is. Do you want the turning radiuses, just for your reference?
Sure. That would help.
Is there a motion to table to the
I
20th
I
of
move we
January?
table it till the 20th of
Second.
January.
Motion by Williams, second by Duplay to table the item till the January 20th board meeting. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, discuss and consider insurance coverage options for 2025.
I gave you another copy of something you already had instead of what I was meaning to give you tonight on the table. So let me put this up. I did give you the handout on cyber.
Addressing
Right.
catastrophic.
Yeah, and so this here,
Thank you.
this is what I meant to give you, if it ever shows up. Here we go. So this is just an email from Tina at Horton explaining the difference between the Beasley and the AIG cyber insurance. She says Beasley is an admitted company while AIG is a non-admitted company, and
Is
surplus.
it non-what?
Non-admitted.
Oh.
And surplus line taxes are applied to this premium. The main difference between admitted and non-admitted insurance is the level of regulation and protection offered to policyholders. Beasley's cyber limit is $1 million or $2 million. AIG's is $100,000. Beasley's offers coverage for extortion and social engineering fraud. Beasley's offers ransom coverage. They do have certain controls that have to be in place in order for them to offer insurance, and we do satisfy all of those. So the only thing I would say is ransomware has gotten to be a big concern. That's the one thing that's on that list that does strike a chord with me. But anyway, there was the difference in cost between them. It's a difference of what, 831 versus 2,300. So it's a big difference in premium. So that's one thing you need to decide is, who do you want to go with for cyber liability? And then under the property, you need to decide if you want to increase your deductible from 1,000 to 2,500 to 3,562 in premium. I would suggest that. And then crime, you also need to decide if you want to increase your crime limit to 5 to 50. Yeah, from 50,000 to 100,000 for another $345.
So on the extortion side, on the ransomware side, looks like they're only covering us up to 100K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go to Beasley, you can get $1 million.
But that's put that limit at 2,300 or 1,700?
17, the 2 million limit was
Oh,
23.
okay.
Yeah.
Do we need a 2 million limit? So the other one is 1730?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And 831 is what?
831 is cyber liability with the AIG quote. If you wanted to go with Beasley, it would be 2,300 instead of 831.
What is the difference between admitted and non-admitted?
Well, what she says here is
Well, the
kind of
regulation.
vague. The main difference between admitted and non-admitted is the level of regulation and protection offered to policy holders.
Where do they come up with this stuff?
I know.
Insurance, there we go again, you know, insurance companies. That's why they're the biggest borrower of money in the world,
Who?
insurance companies.
Commit fraud legally.
What's that?
More and more cyber.
Sorry,
I think
they employed my
want
wife.
more. At least 1 million.
Yeah,
I mean, if somebody hacks into our computers, I don't even wanna.
Well, are they gonna get $1 million worth?
I mean, we
on our
don't have
computer?
that. The biggest thing it's gonna do is, we have backups, we have multiple backups. We back up to Google Drive, we back up to iDrive, we pay for a subscription to that. We have in-house backup drives, so we have like 3 backups going on everything pretty much. But, so I mean, you should be able to get most stuff back from a backup. It's more lost time in production. You know, it's not like they're gonna steal $1 million worth of something,
No.
really. It's
Yeah.
more lost time. So I'm not sure, you know, that the 100,000 is maybe enough.
I think the 1 million would probably be enough. It would be different if we were billing for sewer and water and a bunch of other things that we had.
Or we had private information on customers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, all of our tax records are public.
yeah. If there's automatic pay that they'd given us for the
Those-
sewer, water bill, you know,
Right.
I wouldn't want to be on the hook for that if we were hacked.
But I think 1 million should be more than enough, right?
Yeah.
I do too.
Too. But I think so that's about a $800 difference from the 100,000
Yeah,
coverage. I think that might make sense.
yeah. Go with that
Go with the
1730.
730? Yeah.
1,730.
I make a motion, we go with the
Wait, so
1730.
what do you want to do about the other 2 options? You got the crime section. This is the handout that I did give you 2 copies of. Do you want to keep base crime at 50 or go to 100,000 for another $345 in premiums?
How much?
$345 more.
Increase for the $50,000. Increase to 100,000. And
Didn't that used to
Property.
be included in our coverage in the past?
We had 50,000. 100,000.
and then if we increase our deductible 2,500, we save 560.
Claim, you know, one claim, I mean, I don't know.
You're saying if we raise the deductible
From,
to,
so one claim, you get a $1,500 bill for $500. You're only saving $500 for one claim. It's 3 times that.
yeah, but short year, if we go big time and lose some money.
We almost always have something.
Yeah, but I mean,
Usually.
you can go crazy with insurance, but the only winner is the insurance company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'd want to go, I don't know that we want to go to a $2,500 deductible on everything.
How much have our claims typically been?
Oh, it just depends. I mean, we've had,
Depends on what I mow over. No, I'm
yeah.
kidding.
Guardrails, people hit guardrails.
Yeah.
We've had that. That's the most recent thing I can think of. What else have we had?
Garage doors,
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had somebody back in the garage door.
So how much would it cost to repair the garage door? I mean, if we have 2,500 deductible.
Depends on if it's the whole door, if it's just panels. You could end up replacing the whole door and the track. It all depends on how tired we are. But no, yeah,
How many times does it happen?
garage doors?
Yeah.
It's happened twice in the 12 years I've worked here.
Well, it's twice in 12 years,
Yeah.
you know?
Depends on who works.
Yeah.
and what?
I got rear-ended gas on
Oh,
that
that's
time.
right.
Matt hit that Toyota truck
Well, this is, and
the one year.
I don't know if this is a deductible for auto though. This is
Oh,
property.
okay. That's just property.
Crime and property.
Yeah, so that probably would, the PEDs in the ditch, that is included on that, right? That time we had to pay for that charter.
Yeah, well, that's not our property, but
Yeah, but it's falls under property, right? Insurance or no?
I don't know where that came out. That would be their insurance.
Well, we
Our liability.
damaged it,
Yeah.
our liability insurance. And maybe we don't have as much happen on property. Well, you have a storm blow in.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be our fault, should it?
Well, still have to have.
Still
insurance.
use insurance to pay for it.
Whatever you think, but those are your 3 things to decide on.
But we used our insurance to pay for it as it was on the insurance policy before we're going through this. To add more. I mean, if you're only doing 4 accidents in 12 years or whatever, you don't need a massive amount of insurance. Most big companies are self-insured. We're not a big company, but I feel that we are.
I think we go for the $1 million for the cyber and,
With Beasley,
yeah,
That the $1,700 one.
yeah,
1730.
and then not do the other thing.
So you want to keep your base crime at 50
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you want to keep, what do you want to do with your deductible?
What is it now?
1,000.
I leave it the same.
yeah, I wouldn't change that anyway. That's my
Was that
motion.
motion by Duplay? Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Farnger to go with Beasley Insurance Company for cyber liability options of $1 million and to leave the crime section at 50,000 and to leave the property deductible at 1,000. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Who seconded that?
My
Farnger,
Yeah.
Right.
Duplay made the motion. Next item, discuss and consider attendees for the 2025 WTA district meetings, and someone has to go for Board of Review. Yeah.
I'm willing to go.
I can go.
Which one are you going to?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to cable.
Yeah. That makes a lot of
And I
sense.
want mileage.
Yeah.
And a
Nice-
hotel.
nice spot.
Denied.
Nice spot.
Denied.
What's the closest one to us?
Barneville
Barneville?
on February 7th.
It works for me.
I think it will work for me.
Where the heck is Wapino?
Otherwise, you got
Way-
Whitewater.
I see
Beaver Dam.
Potawatomi, so it must be northeast.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
so February 7th?
unless you want to do the virtual session.
That's what we did last year.
We all did it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
pretty sure we did.
Okay, I'll leave you.
Virtual sessions on March 17th and March 18th.
Well, St. Patty's Day?
Monday and Tuesday, yeah.
Well, 17th is probably a board meeting.
Somebody could bring corned beef and cabbage for lunch.
We could do it virtual. I'd rather do it virtual.
On the 17th?
What do they say what time? I just got,
Hmm?
they don't say what time, do they?
No.
Yes.
Let's see agenda.
It was in the
We
morning.
only need one, right?
One has to be,
Certified or whatever.
You don't want to go?
Buck longer to go? No, I don't want to go.
Saving that piece for last.
That'll be a 10 a.m. thing, I bet.
I'd be willing to do the virtual session.
I could do it
program
virtual.
only. Virtual is from 9 a.m. until 10:15, either on the 17th. On the 18th, it's 9. Oh, your only choice is the 18th. That's the Board of Review,
Okay.
and that's 9 a.m. to 11:15.
I can do that.
You get free rolls.
If
Somebody bring them in?
If we stop and bring them,
Yeah, you
Oh,
better
geez, just like the candy. Save this stuff for the meeting.
yeah.
in March.
Yeah.
It'd probably be just fine.
Yeah, probably would be. Yeah.
9 a.m. you said?
9 a.m. on the 18th to 11:15 is Board of Review certification training.
On the 18th
Of March.
Mhm.
All right, I can go
Come here.
or come here, whatever.
Keep Kim,
9 a.m.
come.
Is there a motion for attendees?
So moved. Up to
Second.
5.
Up to 3,
No, let's do everybody if they want to come.
up to 5. You're not coming?
No, I won't be here.
Up to 4.
Up to 4.
We may not be here either.
Yeah, you will. 'Cause
Motion by Andrews, second by Williams to approve up to 4 to attend the virtual session on March 18th from 9 a.m. to 11:15 for Board of Review training,
March 18th, did you say?
March 18th.
Good.
Yep.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
You sure you don't want to come? Let's get a per diem.
Come on, old time's sakes.
Public Works, road right away.
I can't remember if I did the spectrum on Ridge Road, but my foggy brain.
You already reported on it?
Did I last meeting?
I don't know.
I can't remember either. The spectrum one on Ridge. That's the only one we've gotten.
Thought you said you had gotten one.
I don't think we got the money for it that
Yeah.
time, though, did we?
Yeah, but
All right, Charter Spectrum had to fix a fiber line on Ridge Road. So they had to put a vault in and bore underneath the bike path, basically. So about 500 feet is all they went. That line was hit while Alliant Energy was putting in underground power out there
Oh, boy.
last summer. So they're finally getting it fixed because they need to get the line off the ground because we're plowing roads soon. So one of these days we're gonna plow, I think. I don't know, maybe not.
2 times this week, they say.
Well, we'll see.
What?
We'll see what tonight, what
They
tomorrow
got 2
night happens.
chances of getting snow this week.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's supposed to. Otherwise, town hall or town public works. We started using the brine, so we put it down twice now. And little sleety ice stuff, everywhere we used it looked great. I would say that was the best looking stuff we had out there.
Noticed on my roads you did that all the
Yeah,
time.
and it melted that stuff off pretty fast after,
Yeah, it did Vilas.
after a while, yeah.
That was that stream down the road. That was good.
Yep. And then I did have to go around a little bit this weekend and hit some icy spots. I don't know if anybody drove on BB. I'm sure Kim did.
I didn't, but Tom did. He said it
Holy
was-
cow.
Yeah.
That's the worst I've ever seen BB look ever.
Oh,
It was
really?
a sheet of ice, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what Tom said.
What day was that?
So, Saturday night into Sunday
Oh,
morning.
Saturday night?
Yeah. I actually salted every one of our intersections on BB. So I went from the intersection out onto BB with some salt at every one of them because you couldn't, like, my kid missed Kennedy Road coming home Saturday night. He kept going straight, went down the hill, and then he goes, I couldn't turn on American Way, so he turned on Baxter.
Oh,
I go a little fast for me, and he's like, yeah, but not that fast. Like,
I drove into church on Sunday, it was fine. So-
yeah, they were
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
So I was out. This was early Sunday morning. I went out
Okay.
and put salt down, and then the county was out about 4 a.m.
I
on
noticed
Sunday.
like in where the lines are, there was some buildup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were out around, I would say 4 a.m. County was out, but I was about done by then. But yeah, the brine I think is working. It's gonna work.
How many
For what?
gallons have you used so far?
About 400 on 2 applications. So that's pretty close. I think we would have used a little more on the first one, but we had the PSI where the pump is.
I noticed the second one was a little bit heavier.
Yeah, the nut came loose and they didn't realize it till they were like halfway around, and
Okay.
so we had tightened that back up. Now we got it so it can lock, so it doesn't come loose, but keeps it about 10 PSI. But I wouldn't even know how to figure out how much we're putting down per lane mile. I know the county guy, he was like telling us how to equate it, and I'm like, you might have to put that on a piece of paper. So I was like, well, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I might figure it out sometime. I wanted to actually is,
Chuck Non's gonna need that.
yeah, that's what I was wondering too, because we have to tell them how much salt we put down. So I'm just keeping track of gallons we use so far. I won't have it
But
exact.
it should be a lot less than salt, right?
For usage?
Yeah, or I mean, if you were just throwing salt down everywhere, that brine should be using less, right?
Oh, yes, correct, yeah.
it
It's
stays
a-
on the road.
It's a lot less salt content than actual salt, yes.
Correct, yeah.
It's because it's already pre-diluted.
Correct.
And it's,
Yeah.
it's particles per million, so like you're talking very little salt in it. It's more of there's actually a couple other chemicals in it that help cling it to the road and do what it does, and it's not just sodium chloride, it's some other stuff too, so. I think it's gonna work though. I think it might, I don't know, it might spark us, maybe we might wanna add that pre-wetter on the new truck.
I did have one person call and complain
Oh, really?
Really?
About the brine?
about the brine. Yeah,
What were they
Get on-
complaining about?
Get out of the car?
yep.
About the what?
They must have drove through it, it was wet.
That,
Oh, for God's
yeah,
sakes.
that it's,
So they got salt on their car probably.
Yeah.
Pickle juice.
But tell them it's way less, it actually, I didn't know that, but it is way less harmful on your vehicle than the salt when it gets worked up into the water on the road.
yeah.
Like they say, because something about the chemicals that are in it or something, and I don't know, when we wash off the truck, it actually rinses off really quick and easy, so, but you gotta rinse it right away. If they leave it sit on it longer, I don't know how hard it is to come off, but, I mean, we're rinsing the truck off as soon as we get back in the shop, so. And then we gotta flush it. every time we pull in, so otherwise the nozzles can get plugged.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, we started tree trimming and stuff. We're down in Christie's area, trimmed a bunch down in Christie's area.
I saw that.
The lady got mad at us already.
What, really?
You're cutting on my trees? I'm like, sorry, they're over the road.
We have a lot of them over the road.
Yeah,
Summertime.
we just trim them up to the trucks and stuff, you know. But yeah, it's going good though.
Okay, clerk treasurer office update.
Oh, we finally got the carpets clean in the office, so that looks a lot better. And we cleaned up quite a bit to get ready for it, which also looks good, looks better. Tomorrow, we are scheduled to have our phones switched over from Frontier and TDS at EMS over to the Host My SIP line. Supposed to be
That's
pretty
when?
tomorrow.
Oh,
Supposed to be pretty seamless. He doesn't think we're gonna really see much of a blip, so hopefully he's right. So I'm anxious to see how that works.
We still gotta get their pages. Every time somebody rings it at the front door.
Oh, I don't know if that's be part of the change or, I mean, that's not.
I know.
included. Yeah, I know what you mean. Other than that, I don't know, we're just working on taxes. You know,
I thought the letter and everything looked good.
yeah, so quite a few calls compared to.
Up to 22% or,
Because of the, because the town increased and then some of the school districts had pretty substantial, Stoughton especially.
but Monona Grove didn't.
Well, not
That's
compared to
that's
last year,
ridiculous.
not
Yeah.
compared to last year so much
Yeah.
because they went up so much last year
Yeah,
and they don't have any new referendums. So now they're just gonna keep those, you
Yeah,
know.
well, next year it'll go up.
Next year.
yeah.
Next year it'll go up.
Yeah.
We have 8 million we had to borrow for.
Yep.
The shortfall.
But they don't do it like we do. They don't, you know, they don't raise their levy for borrowing. They got a whole different system. So I don't know
It's
what
the
they're.
new math, just keep saying.
I don't know.
It just comes out of the air.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Comes out of the rainy day fund and
Yeah.
it's no big deal.
We don't see any more referendums,
Didn't have
but
to
anyway.
do it.
Yeah.
They used it all.
There's a lot of people that are ticked off at Monona Grove.
The board meeting was full the other day, I heard.
Yep.
So
Who will
anybody
come out of the
taking out
woodwork
papers that
To
you
run
heard?
against the incumbents.
Pardon?
That seems to be the big thing. Who's gonna come out of the woodwork to displace those that are already there?
Nobody wants to
People
do
are-
it. They just wanna complain.
Yeah.
It's the way it is everywhere.
Mhm.
Sounds like there's a bunch that wanna run
Have
this
you heard
time.
anybody who's running?
McKinney.
Is he?
He could be, or his wife.
I have no
I
idea.
haven't heard anything about it, but he was at our last meeting, sitting there watching.
Things that make you go, hmm.
All right. We had 2 weeks with no meetings. How about that?
Wow.
Board reports and communications. I don't have, we met the new highway commissioner last week.
He's a piece of work.
I don't know.
He didn't know a whole lot.
The 20th is Pam Dumpy's
Last
last day.
She's done a good job.
Yeah,
She's
she
gonna
has.
be missed horribly.
I don't know who her replacement
They
will
didn't
be.
have any information on that at all.
No.
But at least he was there and he wanted to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna ask you, what's going on, Dad? Well, you just got hired.
But I mean, Pam Dunphy answered most of the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not sure how long he's been on.
he was
July, I thought?
he used to be in Kenosha
Oh,
and he lives in Verona. And he drove from
Oh, my
Verona to
God.
Kenosha for 8 years. 8
unbelievable.
years.
When he
You're
needed to, I
kidding.
bet.
He must have had somewhere to stay or something.
He worked remote a lot.
I have a question for DCTA
Yes,
on your budget that we saw
yeah.
that night. What do we get for that $200 a month that Jerry used to get that the new one gets?
He is the one that attends all of the extra meetings, county board meetings, Jerry used to go up to Capitol a lot. I don't know what, I don't know how involved Tom is going to be.
Yeah, I guess that was my wonder. How do
I
you,
have a feeling a lot
Guys.
less involved than Jerry was.
Potentially, yeah, just because,
Jerry was so involved.
correct. And he had the WTA stuff
yeah,
that he was involved with
Yeah.
also, so it kind of intermingled
Always pushing.
with the Dane County town stuff.
right.
Yeah, he was the head of all the
Tom,
guys, wasn't he? All the areas.
yeah.
So I'd say that's a little more work there, I would think.
Tom is sharp as a tack when it comes to counties. He knows everything that's going on up at the county.
Tom,
Tom Matthews, he's a supervisor from the town of Verona.
okay, thank you.
He's sharp in that regard. I mean, he
Yeah.
truly was probably the only reasonable choice to make, just
Yeah, it
because
was.
of his involvement and stuff. He attends meetings, he reads every agenda for every committee. And he's always
Okay,
typing stuff out, so, how much outside of Dane County stuff is he going to be involved with? I don't know. And I guess it's too early to tell.
yeah, I'm
And-
not worried about outside of Dane County. I guess I just
Yeah.
wanted to hear that the Dane County stuff.
Yeah, Tom's up to speed on it and stuff. And Martha from Primrose, I think,
Primrose.
yeah. She's second place. I mean, she's up on things also, not to the extent that Tom was, but she does have a lot of interest,
Yeah,
So, as far as covering the county, I think we're in good hands.
okay.
Yeah,
My only other question, do we want to talk anymore or again about the Natvig intersection at N on the south? Or is that dead?
It's dead.
And
Okay. We didn't have any committee reports?
move adjourned.
Deer Grove EMS, ambulance was rear-ended right after they got to a call on the interstate. But the crew's good. They were checked out, so.
They figure out what the damage was, how much?
it's
Or is it
still,
gotta be out of commission for
yeah, the truck
weeks on
is,
end, or?
the truck is out of commission. It's at Truck Star, the truck repair place, just for evaluation right now. The corner left, driver's side rear corner
I saw that,
is,
yeah.
you saw the pictures?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
wonder
it
about the
was
frame
still,
and everything though,
yeah. And we'll find that out.
Mhm.
They will find that out when gets back
They had
from
insurance.
Truck Star. The Saving Graces, was the ambulance that was gonna have the new mount put on it here shortly. So if there's any bright spot in the storm in that, that's good.
That's what got hit.
Yeah.
Move
Okay.
adjourned.
Second,
Motion by Duplace, second by Williams. Adjournment, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed, motion carried.
happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah for those.
We got a meeting Wednesday and then Thursday.